Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. It is Tuesday. You know what? I don't even know why I say that because I'm pretty certain you know what day it is, right? Every day. But it is Tuesday, Tuesday Thoughts, day 8 of 30 Days of Self-Love. And I have a different mic today. Good morning, Eileen. I just want to bid a fond farewell to this mic that has served me well for 4 years. I know I haven't really done these things for 4 years, but I have done random ramblings for 4 years, and got that. It was more the idea of, oh, let's try podcasting and all that stuff, and or maybe go out in the world and record live and do things. And actually, one of the reasons I got it too was one of my trips to Colorado. Because I like to record a lot there because it's such a beautiful state, and but it gets windy, right? And when it's windy, it's hard to hear. Me. So so that's one of the reasons I got that, but sadly, due to improper care while I was sick, literally, I think it was last Friday, possibly. Good morning, Sammy. Last Friday, I was really feeling terrible after I finished the Daily Vibe, and I just took it, ripped it off, and I guess I ruined it somehow, but so I bid that mic a fond farewell. It has served me well over time. So anyways, I am picking cards, obviously. I picked a mindful message, I picked a rebel deck, and because the rebel deck is just fun, right? We got to just keep going with it while we can. But also we have with all the pineapples on the front. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, you know what? So we're gonna get to the 30 days of self-love, but I just want to find out if anyone else has noticed how crazy people have been lately. I mean, it's like somebody said, okay, you can leave your homes now, and everybody went crazy. Okay? I mean, feral animals act better than some of the people out there right now. Like, legit, feral animals act better than some of the people out there right now. Let's see. Yesterday or the day before, a councilman in Venice Beach, California, had someone come up and try to attack him with a knife. The president of France, according to my news post this morning, got slapped by somebody while he was out meeting the people. And, I get not all of us like our politicians, but you know what? Keep your fucking hands to yourself, all right? That's all I'm going to say. Keep your damn hands to yourself. I'm not going to lie. This one might be a little sweary. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got good sleep, but I did not get a lot of sleep. So, there's no guarantee there will be a Shelly filter today. But, yeah, so see, even Sammy's saying people have lost their minds. They have lost their ever-loving frickin' minds. And, even a flight from Sacramento to San Diego, I think it was last week or the week before, some lady legit attacked the stewardess, or what do they call it? Flight attendant. Hello, people, get yourselves under control. Okay, it is not that hard. Get your damn selves under control and remind yourselves that, hi, you still are human and you're supposed to have morals. I get we were locked down. I get it sucked. All right. I get that some people were probably locked down alone. Yeah. Eileen says it's Mercury retrograde, but girl, this was happening before Mercury retrograde. Retrograde does make people a little batshit crazy. But it all depends. But you know what? I'm gonna sideways. I'm gonna sideline, sideways, segue. Not even segue. I'm gonna shift lanes for a moment and go into Mercury retrograde. For those of you that believe in Mercury, or that understand Mercury retrograde, I'm not gonna say believe in it. The planets do weird things, right? I mean, the moon controls the tides and all that, and Mercury retrograde actually, it can affect electronics. It can affect a lot of different things. There's just a lot of planetary pull. I mean, we're talking energy here. All right. I mean, I'm not trying to step out of my own lane, but, science will tell you, no, that, but when you really kind of look at it, science kind of has explained it. You just can't explain why these other things have happened. But they don't put a term on it like Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde is more of a metaphysical type of thing, right? So, at least that's what most people think. But if you really think about it, in the time that Mercury retrograde starts to the time it ends, to about a week after, when there's what they call the tail whip, which is sometimes worse than retrograde itself, weird things happen. They say don't, leave yourself extra time if you're traveling or you need to be somewhere or you have appointments. Don't sign contracts during this time unless you double, triple, quadruple checked it. It's just because mistakes can be made, right? Electronics can go fuzzy, and there's just all kinds of different things that is weird about retrograde, but it can also make people act just stupid. And but the way I've kind of looked at it, for everyone who freaks out when they find out retrograde is coming, Mercury retrograde is like 3 weeks of a full moon, right? A full moon, when it wanes, meaning it goes to the new moon, it's a time of release. And, Mercury retrograde is kind of a time where if you really kind of plan it out for yourself and there's something you really, really want to let go of and you really want to get rid of, you, like bad habits and whatnot, then it's this time that you take to move it out of your life, to let it go, to just, heal it and leave it, so it can do whatever it needs to do. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get slapped by it a few times. But a planetary slap is much different than slapping a human being. So again, keep your fucking hands to yourself, all right? Keep your weapons to yourself. I mean, Sammy's not wrong. The people have lost their ever-loving minds. Well, she just said lost their minds, but I'm just going to go with people have lost their ever-loving minds. I mean, every day I turn on the news, it's like, seriously? What? You gotta be kidding me. And I was lucky. I got to, I was in lockdown with sibling. So, it's, human, we're roommates too, right? So, it's just our thing. Nothing really ever changed, except we really couldn't go out and do anything anymore. And when we did go out, we had to mask up, right? But I swear, and I stand by this statement, that feral animals act better than some of the humans out there. And feral animals can be pretty, but when you think about it, feral animals are protecting themselves and their own. So we call them feral, but are they really feral or just protective? A mama bear protecting her cubs, people wouldn't say, oh, it's a feral bear. No, it's the mama bear protecting her cubs. And, most animals just go into protection mode because they're afraid, right? And, I think, in a way it kind of is, people are afraid of other people, but that is not a reason to lash out at people physically. That is not a reason to lash out at people verbally. And some people are doing both. I get the verbal part, you can walk away, whatever. But sometimes when you try to walk away lately, it becomes violent. So, just for those of you out there, just, eyes behind your head for a little while. For those of you out there who are thinking about maybe slapping someone, don't do it. Don't do it. Keep your weapons to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Be a frickin' human being, okay? We have to do better. We have had all this time to really think about things and heal things, and I know a lot of people just sat there and pissed and moaned about, being in lockdown. Okay? Nobody has to like it. Nobody really did like it, okay? Introverted people, they were ready for this, all right? They were just like, let's check on my people to make sure they're okay because I know how to handle this. They were in their element. Okay, but not everybody's like that. And I'm not making fun of introverted people, okay? I totally know some people who are actually introverted and who are very excited about the fact that they could wear a mask outside. Because it was, it's almost like a cape, right? It makes you it gives you like a superpower because you're out there and you feel like you're hidden. So, or a mask, I should say. Well, like an actual, like, Batman or Spider-Man or... Yeah, I'm trying to think of people with masks, but... Oh, I can't. So anyways, yeah, like that. So, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit passionate about that because I cannot believe sometimes what I'm seeing on the news. It baffles me. Actually, it doesn't baffle me. I I don't want to say my opinion of the human race just fails is failing me, but because I'm not perfect, and yeah, that's kind of too strong of a statement. I think I believe in human beings. I believe that we all have this built-in goodness inside of us, but there are people who are lashing out that I think just no clue, you know. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I take back that statement. I'm sorry. That was not a nice thing to say. But people, we have to do better. We truly, truly have to do better. Attacking someone because they don't agree with you, physically trying to attack them with a knife, that doesn't make your point. It really doesn't. It actually ruins your point. You know, it really doesn't make the point. Neither does slapping someone or beating someone up. That poor stewardess was bleeding so badly. She had some teeth knocked out. She had her nose broken. And for what? Because the girl wouldn't put up her tray table after being asked over and over again and putting on her seatbelt because they were coming, they were landing. And so the girl who, everybody is complying, right? She decides, well, I'm the exception to the rule, and just, lets go and wails on this poor flight attendant, totally unsuspecting. And also, I was reading about something recently called the bystander effect. Why is it when we see bad things happening, people automatically pull out their phones and record? How about pulling out your phone and calling 911 or whatever your emergency number is in whatever country you're in? If you're too afraid to go in there and help because you don't want to get hurt, call somebody for help. Don't sit there and record it. What is wrong with us nowadays? We have turned into a society of phone mongers. Oh, I have to record this, see if it will go viral. Fuck your vote going viral, okay? I am sorry, but I told you, it could get sweary today. But you know what? Screw it. Screw your going viral when someone is getting their lights punched out. Okay? How many people have just never recovered from something so terrible because people decided, oh, I'm going to sit around and record it. I'm sorry. A lot of these things I'm just very, very passionate about today. Clearly. But yeah, we blame the technology, and maybe the technology is a little bit to blame. But you have people out there who have the same technology, the same opportunities as other people, and they do the right thing. If they don't want to jump in to help somebody, they call 911. Or maybe they wait for someone bigger than themselves to jump in and help somebody, then they try to help. And, that's okay too. I'm not telling you have to go in and jump and help somebody, but go get help. Call 911. Do the right thing. If you are mad at your congressman or your councilman or whatever, voice your opinion, but don't try to stab them. For heaven's sakes, you're going to jail now. Okay? What good does that do your cause? If you see somebody that has these problems, because sometimes it is mental. Sometimes people have that severe dinged up mental health. Okay? And sometimes they're not in control of what they do. And I get that too. I understand those situations where people are just, I don't want to use the term off their meds, but I think that kind of hits home in a lot of ways for people, because they'll be like, oh, they're not right up here. And that's understandable too. And sometimes you can't get people help. People have, having a dinged up mental health is, I don't want to make the comparison, but I'm going to, is like being an alcoholic. You have to want to help yourself. Okay, it's like being a drug addict. You have to want to help yourself. And in a way, those two things are really kind of tied into mental health, right? People just, something hurts them or traumatizes them, and, they go for something that makes them feel better. But then they feel ashamed. So it's that ongoing terrible cycle. It's the same with emotional eating. Something makes you feel good, but you're stuck in this cycle now. And that's the cycle we have to break. But you can't always force people to get help. Not everybody wants help. Or not everybody thinks they have a problem. I told you guys a long, long time ago, I was determined, because of the conversation I had had a long time before that from someone I was looking for support from, that no, you have to be stronger. So I refused to believe that I had depression. I refused the actual medical diagnosis of my brain condition. And it's because I didn't want to be perceived as being weak. But it turns out all this time, it takes a lot of strength sometimes to make it through when you have a dinged up mental health. And I'm not saying it takes any more strength than a normal human being who has these problems, who has just the common people blues. It takes a lot of strength for anybody to get through. But when you have a mental condition, it is like the blues on steroids, okay? It is like the blues amplified to the nth degree, It's like having the Terminator of the blues. And everything just works against you until you find something inside yourself that says, okay, I have got to grab control of myself and make it better. But not everybody has that. Not everybody has that strength within them. And it's not that they don't have that strength per se, emotionally, mentally, their brain sometimes is just so much stronger than their emotional, healing that they're trying to do. So I'm not even sure I said that right, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. So, people have to want to help themselves. You can't force somebody to do that. You can't force anyone to do anything, because if you do, they're just going to rebel. And even you could be like the greatest person in the world, but somehow they're going to manage to rebel along the way because it's not what they want. So, you can gently guide people. You can strongly encourage people, but you can't tell people what to do. Okay? Just, if someone's looking for help, support them. Don't give them 50,000 options of how they could do what they're trying to get to. Okay? And I think that is really the key, is just be supportive. Be the there person, and if you want me and if you want advice, come to me, I will give it to you. But don't, like if someone was talking to you, but if you need me for an ear, I'm always here to there you. But expect sarcasm, sorry, it just kind of comes with the package. But yeah, we need to be better as humans. I hate that because it's actually a hashtag. Do better. Be better. We're not, each person that watches this or each person that goes out and lashes out against the world is not the only person who has been in lockdown. For those of us who have had people during our lockdown, we are very, very lucky. I'm very, very lucky to have had my sibling in lockdown. I see my dad, and my poor dad, it's like, he'll find my cousins to go out with, or he'll go out for a drive. But, for the most part, during the day, he's all alone, except for maybe a text or phone call or playing on the computer. But then there's other people who just, they don't know what to do with themselves. So they go out and they're just angry at the world. And, it's just, we're getting back to normal. Okay. What is normal? We're starting to, come out of our homes again. It's like that scene in the end of The Dark Knight Rises after Batman takes the bomb away. Oh, sorry if that's a spoiler alert, but guys, that movie's 9 years old, so if you haven't seen it, that's not my fault. But he removes the bomb from the city, and then you see all these people in the middle of the street just kind of looking up like they've never seen the sky before. And that's kind of what all of this reminds me of, right? Because they were essentially in lockdown. Bane was an asshole. All right. Okay, I know I'm going into a little bit of a... not everybody's going to get that, but my geek is coming out with all its examples. But yeah, we need to do better. So let's try. If something pisses you off, just try to take a breath. Take a deep breath, and if that doesn't work, take about 10 of them. Don't make yourself pass out, but just, Inhale to the count of 8, exhale to the count of 8, and just, try to think of something happy. Try to, look around and, whatever brings you joy. Just think about that for a bit before you go out and start slapping people and trying to stab people and run people over with your cars, or, somebody flips you off, so you shoot into the back of somebody's car and kill a child. And yes, that happened out here in Orange County. In fact, it happened on the same freeway I used to travel to work to every day. And in fact, just going down the freeway is heartbreaking, because you see on the overpass where there's this memorial for this little boy. He was 6 years old, you guys. His mom was trying to get out of the carpool lane, and somebody wouldn't let her out. And if you try to get out of a carpool lane in California, you will know that some people are just fucking assholes because they're in the fast lane. The carpool lane has to go through the fast lane to get over. And I mean, we call it the fast lane, but I don't think that's exactly what it's, it's people turned it into like the Autobahn. Okay. I mean, it's just like if there's no police around, it is like free game for how fast they go. And she was just trying to get out to get to her off ramp, right? So, a couple of fingers were exchanged, and this car pulls behind her, and the guy fucking pulls a gun out and shoots at the back of the car. Did he mean to kill the kid? No, I think he was trying to scare her. But then they tried to hide it. 2 weeks. 2 weeks they were out there knowing what they had done. And we all know they knew what they did because the girl hid her car at her grandparents' house. Like far, far away from where she lives. At least a good 30, 40 miles from where, well, maybe 25, 35, well, whatever. Far enough from where she and her boyfriend lived. But the guy killed a kid and she drove the car, and they both knew. We have to be better. Nobody needs to die because we're angry. Nobody needs to die because somebody gets flipped off. I mean, God, how many times have we all done that? I talk about it at least once a week, how pissed off I get on the freeways because people are assholes. And sometimes I'm the asshole when I'm not paying attention. So I really do try to take a deep breath and think, what makes me any better than anybody else out here? We're all trying to get somewhere. So leave with enough time. Give yourself time. I know some people want to blame the mom for flipping off the car. Do not blame her. We are all guilty of that. Nobody ever thinks that a finger gesture is going to cause their child to die. She did not deserve that. That little boy did not deserve that. And it's a sad story all the way around, because the people that, were involved in the shooting, they're young. 24 and 23. Okay, one of them is half my age. Half my age. It could be my kids. And, we have to do better. We have to do better, okay? So, sorry for going on my little soapbox there, but a lot of these emotions are just hitting. I think it's because I'm finally coming out of this head cold. I can feel again. I'm not numb to the world. But day 8 of self-love. Well, there's a segue, right? We have to do better. Here, let's go to self-love. Self-love, day 8. Where in your life do you need to slow down and take your time? Where in your life do you need to slow down and take your time? Sorry, postnatal drip. Oh, by the way, since Eileen's on here, thank you, girl, for your suggestions. The Mucinex has been working wonderfully. And, I'm not coughing. I'm not coughing like a smokestack anymore. And I mean like the ones that you see in the factories, like poof, 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 poof. But yeah, so I'm just happy. I'm happy. I couldn't sleep last night, but when I did sleep, I slept hard. I slept so hard. It felt good. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. But yeah, where in your life do you need to slow down and take your time? I don't think I can slow my life down any further. But I think sometimes when I do start to lose my own shit, I really need, when I get in the car and I go out onto the road and I go out onto the freeway, I really need to have the mindset that it is what it is. I know a lot of people don't like that term, it is what it is, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about the other drivers. All I can do is try to keep myself safe and try to keep the people around me safe. And good drivers can do that. We can keep each other safe. I have seen accidents not happen because it was only one bad person and everybody else was paying attention, you know? So that's how we all keep each other safe, you know? Siblings sometimes laugh at me because when I try not to be mad, I will literally sit there and go, bless you, and don't kill anybody. So, you know, because my dad and I always talk about it. It just takes two bad drivers to meet on a freeway to cause damage to everybody else. And how many times have we heard about car accidents that were, you know, negligent on somebody else's part, but the innocent party died? So again, do better. Wow, this is like a heavy Tuesday thoughts. I'm sorry, but not sorry. You know, I feel like something is just telling me this, that people need to hear this. People need to know that we need to be better. You know, and maybe that means if somebody, you know, is just, you know, they're like, I really need to talk to somebody. I really need to see somebody. I have, you know, all this. Talk to them. You know, talk to them. Don't say, oh, sorry, I don't have time, because you don't want to hear them complaining. That could actually work for them. Venting and letting off all this steam might help them in the long run to be better. Okay, so again, where in your life do you need to slow down and take your time? That is day 8. And okay, we'll go with the mindful messages first. Breathe. Look at that. I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. Something told me to shuffle 3 times and pull the 7th card. So I did, and it says breathe, 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 motherfucker. Sorry. It's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. If I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with the white light. Then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. I don't advise closing your eyes while you're driving, but I do advise taking, you know, returning to yourself. Not having an out-of-body experience because you're rushing or you're angry or whatever. I know that sometimes, I will be honest with you, sometimes when I get angry on the freeway, it's not because it just comes out of nowhere. It's because part of me inside is literally freaking out because something bad almost happened. And so instead of just taking a deep breath, it's like, oh my God, you asshole. You know, so for me, that's actually what it is, because I notice if I'm just clear-minded and just minding my own business on the freeway, a lot of times I'll see someone doing really stupid things, but I will take a deep breath and I will find that my anxiety really kind of pushes itself, you know, back into a normal state so that I don't be like, you know. So breathe. All right, breathe. And for the Rebel deck, who doesn't love the Rebel deck? Stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. That goes to all the people who need to be better. And probably myself. I don't know. I'm not the center of the universe. Why are people just telling me this now? I've gone all my life thinking I was the center of the universe. Not. But, I was the center of my parents' universe. Does that count? You know, being an only child, sometimes you think you are the center of the universe, but I do want to dispel that little myth about only children. Not all of us get away with everything. I mean, I have people that used to think, oh, you probably never get in trouble, get grounded. Oh no, Shelly Marie got grounded and Shelly Marie got in trouble. I was like 3 kids in one sometimes. I was a really good kid, but you know, sometimes that could be 3 kids in one. I had a mouth. I still have a mouth, obviously. But yeah, so stop obsessing. You are not the fucking center of the universe. I hate to break that to you. But hey, you are allowed to be the center of your own universe, okay? So yeah, all right. So there we go. There's our 411 for the day. All right, I will talk to everyone tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday. We have, I believe it's the last of our affirmations tomorrow. And I'm going to kind of abruptly end this because I have to get to an appointment. And it's near the beach, right? Oh, yeah, speaking of beaches, if you go to the California beaches, be careful. Apparently, there's a rise in tic tacs. Oh my God, my brain. No, seriously though, just be careful. Stay away from bushes, stay away from grassy areas if you can, or look at them. Bring a pair of tweezers, according to the news, because if you find a tick on you or your pet, you should save it. I know, as gross as it sounds, and so it can be tested for Lyme disease, because that's one thing you don't want to get. That could be very, very bad. And according to the girl yesterday, I think it was Megan Tellis on KTLA, she was very informative about this. If you're grabbing the tick, grab it by the head and yank up. Okay, yank straight up. Otherwise, if you just take the body and you leave the head, I know this is gross, right? Especially if you're eating, it will keep sucking. So, just, it sounds gross and everything, but, just kind of be proactive, all right? Just pay attention and watch your pets. So, all right. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Wow, we really went off the rails today, didn't I? I really went off the rails today, didn't I? But thank you all for hanging in there this morning. I heart you all. I do. I heart you all for hanging in there and getting up and down from my soapbox this morning. I'm kind of dizzy. It was like doing steps, right? Too bad I didn't get any actual exercise out of that. But yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday. Have a great day.